we made a lot of improvements. Actually, last year we launched a crowdfunding campaign, and we were able to raise funds to make improvements to the park. And now it's about a year later, and so here we are. We installed a brand new shipping container that transforms into a stage. We're going to have a concert series going through August. We also installed a concrete chess table, concrete cornhole games, and a concrete ping pong table. We have a brand new shipping container which will be transformed into a business incubator a little bit further down the line. And we're improving Kerouac Park, and this is going to be great for downtown people as a great hangout spot. But also we're hoping to attract people from surrounding areas as well.
Well, good evening, everyone. Welcome to the opening celebration of the new Kerouac Park. My name is Bill Samaras. I'm the mayor of Lowell, greatest job in the world. You know, we're here to open up the reopening of the Kerouac Park. And this is a result of partnerships. What I'd like to do is read a few of the partners that we do have that gave us this. This project was made possible through the Mass Development Commonwealth Places Program Grant and Matching Patronicity crowdfunding. It's also a collaboration among many different partners in the City of Lowell, including the Greater Lowell Community Foundation, Lowell Historic Board, Lowell National Park, Cultural Organization of Lowell, Lowell Celebrates Kerouac, DIY of Lowell, and Mill City Closing. It's about partnerships, and really that's what's made Lowell such a great city. That's what allowed us to do things like this. You know, when I think of Kerouac Park, I think many of you have done some traveling. I've done a little traveling, but I can say no matter where I went, what I used to do if you were in another country and somebody asked you, where do you come from? Sometimes you'd say, well, Boston, a city north of Boston. You wouldn't say Lowell. But I'm now so proud to say I come from Lowell. And what I have found is that many people say to me, you come from Lowell, the home of Jack Kerouac. No matter where you are, they know it, because he had a worldwide effect in the world of literature. So it's only appropriate that we finally have something of distinction named after Jack Kerouac. And when you look at this park, I know they're going to do some videos of the park. We have a cement ping pong board. I mean, that will last forever. But we have so many areas where there are games for families to come together to enjoy themselves. Also with the many park benches and what you have, I can see people during the afternoon on a work day, especially on these wonderful summer or spring or fall day, being able to come to the park, to sit down, have a sandwich, relax with friends and talk. That's what we're trying to do in this city, to ensure that we have the facilities to really bring families together. That's what Lowell's about, bringing families together to enjoy each other's company. And so I could go on forever about this, but we have a nice speaking program tonight. The first person I'd like to introduce is City Councilor Rita Mercier, Chairman of Parks and Recreation Subcommittee. Rita?
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. Aren't we excited? I'm excited. You know why? Because there's life in this park. There's finally life in this park. Look at all the activities going on. And it's because of the wonderful partnership between many, many partners that is allowing this to happen. So I want to welcome each and every one of you to the grand reopening of Kerouac Park. As the chairperson of Parks and Recreation Subcommittee, it is always comforting to know that although we have over 72 parks in the city, we can revisit parks which have been overlooked and resurrect them and bring life and excitement into them once again like we're doing here today. So great job to everyone that made this happen. Let's give them a round of applause for everything that they have done. Wonderful. So as we unveil and celebrate the great works of Jack Kerouac, whose talents have put Lowell on the world stage, let us include a Lowell stage to highlight possible future talents. because as it says in our city seal, art is the handmaid of human good. Music is art. Culture is art. Everything that we're doing here represents the City of Lowell, their seal, and art. So to each of every one of you that took time out of your schedule, pass the word along. This is going to be a vibrant park. Thank you very much for allowing me to be here and share this wonderful evening with you. Thank you.
Karen Cirillo, who's our next speaker, asked me, what order am I going to speak in? Am I going to speak before Rita or after? I said, no, I'm the mayor. I'm speaking before Rita, and everyone follows. But no, a person who's been very helpful also in this area, Chairman of the Arts and Culture Subcommittee, I'd like to introduce Karen Cirillo.
Hi, good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for this beautiful, actually, this is such a beautiful night, and I'm going to sound so boring after Rita Mercier, so I'm just going to let you know that right off the bat. I am the chair of the Arts and Culture Subcommittee, and I'm so happy to be here because I grew up with art in my family. My grandfather was a phenomenal sketch artist. My father is a fantastic cartoon artist. And so I've grown up with the arts throughout my lifetime, and it was so wonderful when I received the chair of the arts subcommittee because it's a part of my being. And so to have this park and to have the arts and involved in this, I think it's fantastic, and the vibrancy of this park really brings out the art culture. So I'm so excited about this grand reopening, and thank you so much, everyone, for being here tonight.
All right, next I'd like to introduce Bill Watson, who's generous contributor to mass development, Commonwealth Places, and proud crowdfunding campaign for the park. It's partnerships like this that help make this park a reality. Bill Watson.
Thank you. Good evening. Some of you probably wonder, who is this guy? I may have actually helped some of you do your income taxes at the senior center. I help out with the AARP tax aid program there in the spring. There may even be one or two people around who I've helped to learn English as a second language over the years. Been doing that in Lowell for some time now, most recently at with the literacy program at the library downtown here. I'm here on Friday mornings usually to help out to lead a conversation group for English language learners. Stop by and see us sometime. Met a lot of great people in Lowell going back to my days as a student at the university here. Met people from all different backgrounds, people coming from different countries, with very different cultures sometimes, speaking different languages. And I just love the people I meet in Lowell. You know, when Jack Kerouac was growing up here, Lowell was already a very diverse city. You know, in Jack's home, they spoke French as their native language, but he had friends from all different groups. He famously had his Irish-American girlfriend, who he immortalized as Maggie Cassidy. And of course, he had friends in the Greek-American community, including the Sampras family of his good friend Sebastian and his wife Stella. Now, Jack went on to live in other places, and of course, he was famous for traveling all around this country and Mexico and elsewhere, always searching for something, searching for that pearl, right? That pearl of wisdom, that pearl of experience, of holiness. But he always came back to Lowell. I think it's only appropriate that Kerouac Park should be a place that brings together the community that is Lowell, a community of the people who live here and also the people who work here, who study at the university, people who come to town to visit the national park, maybe to hear some live music as we're going to hear tonight, or to take in a show or a ball game, to have dinner in one of our local restaurants perhaps, or maybe one of our fine food trucks. I hope you all like the changes that have been made. I want to thank everybody involved who's helped to make those changes possible, including Mass Development with a very generous matching grant, and everybody in the community who's contributed in one way or another to making this really a community effort here. May Jack's spirit continue to live here. A heart that was always growing to take in the world, but was rooted here in his hometown. And on the road, Jack wrote about, he said he saw the country like an oyster for us to open. And the pearl was there. The pearl was there. Well, you know what? The pearl is also right here. Let's enjoy it together. Thank you.
Thank you, Bill. And next we have Jay McQuaid, Senior Vice President for Corporate Communications and Citizenship for Blue Cross Blue Shield. Jay, as you might remember, for 20 years was an anchor at WBZ, also worked at WLLH. But the one thing I can say about Jay McQuaid, whenever we need him back here in Lowell for an event or something of importance, and we need that voice, that strong voice to move a meeting along, Jay's always been there for us. Jay?
I'll make this super quick. It's great to be here. What a spectacular night. This is truly an oasis in the city, right in downtown, and the mature trees, and compliments to those who made this possible. Spectacular job. Why is Blue Cross involved? We're a statewide health insurance company, but we do more than provide health coverage. I hope we have some Blue Cross members in the audience tonight, and that you are getting good coverage and access to care. But as importantly, we're trying to invest in communities like Lowell to promote healthy living, whether that's healthy eating or healthy activities like the ones that are going to be going on in this park this summer, or healthy environments. Growing up in Lowell, it was very clear to me at a young age how important parks, parklands, and open spaces were. There was the O'Donnell Field or the Manning Field or Shed Park. This is truly an oasis, and we're thrilled to be part of it. With Blue Cross's support, all summer there are going to be free fitness classes, Zumba and yoga, and even CrossFit. And whether you're an active CrossFitter or a yogi, I guess you're called, or new to any of those activities, we hope this will be a place for refreshment and enjoyment. I was at a similar event in the city of Boston a couple of weeks ago, and I had the chance to kick off an event like this, and it happened to be Zumba night, and it was interesting. Half the crowd knew Zumba and half had never done it before, but all of them had smiles on their face. So I hope that you'll get to enjoy the free activities and the fitness classes that go on here in this park throughout the city, and we're just thrilled to be part of this. Go Lowell.
Jay, thank you for that. I think everybody knows I've been part of the healthy eating lifestyle, but I think I'll have to join the Zumba classes, lose some weight. Okay, next we have Judy Bissett, President of the Lowell Celebrates Kerouac, and Steve Eddington, past President and Board Member of Lowell Celebrates Kerouac.
Hi, everybody. I'm going to speak for just 1 minute. And I'm going to start by saying a very short while ago, I came across a canceled check that I wrote in April 1987 for the grand total of $8. And it was a contribution to Lowell Celebrates Kerouac Corporation. So I thought it's 30 plus years since I wrote that check, and we're back here again, rededicating this park. I think Jack would be proud, and I'd just like to call out the names of some of those original members of Lowell Celebrates Kerouac, and that would be Brian Foy. He endorsed my check 30 years ago. Roger Brunel, and others. Paul Marion comes to mind, Richard Scott. So all those people and others, the City of Lowell, University of Lowell, and the Lowell National Historical Park helped make this happen. So thank you for coming.
Well, thanks, Judith. It's great to be here. Great to be here with you. As you said, my name's Steve Eddington. I'm a longtime member of the Lowell Celebrates Kerouac Committee and did a couple of terms as president, still working with them. As Judith mentioned, it was a group of people who came together in 1986 to build the commemorative over here that was the impetus of what has now become this very wonderful setting and the wonderful partnership that has emerged from it. And it is very important that Lowell realize just what a treasure it has with the life and the legacy, the memory and the spirit of Jack Kerouac. Reflecting something the mayor said a few minutes ago, on our Lowell Celebrates Kerouac website, we get requests during all parts of the year, somebody will write into us and say, hey, I'm coming up to Lowell with some friends on such and such a time. Could I meet up with somebody, give me a tour of Lowell and show me all the places that Jack Kerouac wrote about? And I mean all over the world. I remember hosting a tour from a group of students from Aberdeen, Scotland here a few years ago. So this is truly a world destination for people who've been touched and blessed by the writings of Jack Kerouac and want to feel his spirit by coming to the town that really shaped his literary consciousness. And like I said, I think we need to be aware of that. We need to be very proud of that. I hope that as many of you as can will keep the dates of October 10th through 14th in mind this coming fall. That's the dates for our annual Lowell Celebrates Kerouac. And one event will be happening right over there and probably right here. We're going to be remembering and honoring and celebrating the 50th anniversary of the passing of Jack Kerouac in October of 1969 in St. Petersburg, Florida, and then is being brought up here to be buried at the Edson Cemetery. So we're going to be, I hope, on that Saturday morning, October 10th, as many of you as can will be here to help remember his life. And since jazz was Jack's favorite music, we've got a jazz group that's going to do a New Orleans-style jazz parade as a remembrance of him. Keep that in mind, October 10th. Once again, it's great to see the City of Lowell catch on in wonderful ways to what's happening here with Kerouac. We, on Lowell Celebrates Kerouac, we look forward to continuing with this partnership and seeing his star rise ever higher here in his hometown. Thank you very much for being here this evening. All right.
Thank you. And I want to thank everybody for attending tonight. You know, I think when people come to realize what this park has to offer, I think we're going to have to charge admission to get in here, because I believe this park will become a very crowded park. It's really something that is wonderful to the city, and I hope we're going to be able to do more of this in other parks to bring families together. What I'd like to do, but as I stated at the beginning, why we're able to do this is because of partnerships and many people coming together to make this work. I'd like Henry Marchand to come up and, you know, just thank some of the other people who contributed and made this possible.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. This park began as a crazy idea by Toby Marks from used to be in special events and now with parking. But then it evolved into an interdepartmental effort. And so I would just want to thank some of the departments and some of the folks that have made this happen. Cultural Affairs and Special Events, we have Roberto Day and Christian Hernandez. We also work closely with Planning and Development, the Economic Development Department, Development Services. We have Andrew Shapiro, Jared Alves, Tom Lamond, all contributed and worked on planning, meeting just about every week on getting this done, determining how and what type of new equipment would be in here to make it a more active park. And then to get them in here, as you can see, the table tennis is concrete and it's 2,600 pounds. But we had great assistance from all these things, laying down the concrete by our Public Works Department, the Parks Department, the Lands and Buildings, the streets, and the electrical who supplied the power, put in the power. Without all those infrastructure things, this wouldn't be happening. And they did it with many a call from myself and Roberto trying to get things moving along, and they did a great job, and they did it with great spirit for the city. The Health Department is a great supporter. Again, as mentioned earlier, they're working with Blue Cross Blue Shield, and are providing some of the activities health-wise here in the park. And the Parking Department, which is also helping and assisting with a number of events when we need their parking spaces. So thank you to all these departments, and every day we see what the city folks can do when they all come together and work on a project such as this. Thank you all.
Thank you, Henry. Now you understand how we were able to make things work in this city. I'd like to call everybody up front so we can have the ribbon cutting.
But wow, tell you ladies, let your head down. There ain't no way nobody scared now. Just do your thing like a spring break. Wake and bake, then we at it again. Live it up for the weekend. It's my weekend, man. Okay. Let's go. Backwoods looking like Panama City.